Welcome to part 4 of my Sunset Canyon strategy guide for free-to-play players. In part 1 we looked at gaining an XP advantage. In part 2 we looked at getting an advantage and a head start in the expedition. Part 3 we looked at rushing the blacksmith. Here we are in part 4. First thing we want to look at is rushing the City Hall 17. This is really important to get your 4th march for your Canyon team. We're also going to be looking at a bit of how the equipment's going, a bit of progress on the team, how I force materials for my equipment, and looking at maximising the XP and AP return that we're getting from from barbarians to build our team. So let's start with City Hall 17. I just want to talk a tiny bit about this because really, I forced this through brute force. I've been using the 8-hour speed ups from the VIP shop. I started to do this to get the blacksmith because I failed to get that from my jump. But I guess this is now the new reality of jumpers. But I've also had to be out gathering. Where are they? I've had to get out there and gather gems. That's how desperate I've been. And if you consider the Lohar events on at the moment, so I've been gathering gems, doing the Lohar event for gems. So every 240 gems can push me 8 hours closer to what I want. But I can now relax on building. I'm going to obviously work towards getting CH22, which is the next March size. But let's see how the first week of Sunset goes. Before I go mad trying to get that. Now let's have a look at equipment progress. I finally also got the archer to drop. Yay! So let's have a little look at equipment progress. Lancelot here. 7 on the attack. An 11.5 on the defense. No health yet. And 1 slot missing. No expertise items. Here's the front line infantry. 1 slot missing, which will be the chest piece, but 3 greens there. The all important blessed blade with that extra 6% health. Obviously I'd prefer the shield, but for the moment I just want to fill these slots up because every slot not filled is a massive setback to my team. Archer not looking brilliant at the moment. He's got, let's have a look, 3 to attack and 2 to defense. I forgot to look here. So that's 9.5 on attack, 3 on defense and 6 on health. So that's pretty healthy. And unfortunately I've got nothing on Lohar at the moment, but that is about to change. I'm not going to put a siege bid on him, but of course he is heading up my barbarian march. So I'm looking to get to gain XP. So let's go here. We are 1 off getting Saint's Song, and I've done 6 green items, so I need to forge 1 piece of elite to continue the quest line. Unfortunately though, I've had to get the gems from gathering and killing Lohar. And let's just grab another one of these. And in we go, and I've saved up the 2 million. So this is going to be an archer piece, but Lohar will borrow it until the sunset starts. So come on, please. Let's make this real good. It'll be really handy if this could go my way. Come on. Nope, no luck. But that's going to go straight onto Lohar. So I want that extra 3% XP for when he's killing all these barbarians. Let's just show how my AP is doing. Remember, I got a lot of AP off my jump for clearing barbarians to 25. But I have been spending AP like crazy. But I have not been 4 marching or 3 marching. I've just been doing Lohar, doing the kills. And I've spent all my 500s and a lot of my 100s. So I've probably spent over 10,000 AP so far to help progress my team. But I'm now going to be getting an extra 3%. Let's have a little look at how the team is looking before I talk about some materials. So let's just get them out, shall we? So we're going to attack here. So Lohar and Matilda is my siege march. Let's have a look there. And at the moment, though, Lohar is not properly spec'd. So keep that in mind. 19.5 on the attack there. But remember, some of this is research buffs, so they won't count. 21.5, and then Siege Health 17. But he is not spec'd correctly yet, so that doesn't really matter. Next march up. Oh, I didn't look at the skills there. I have finished Lohar's first skill, so his only combat skill is ready. So no more heads to spend on him. If I do get free heads from Alliance Gifts, I will maybe have a go at trying to get the XP to 70%. Right, Matilda, though, has been a little bit of a disaster. 2 fell into her main attack. Only 1 fell into the really precious Mora for all those extra lovely buffs. And unfortunately 2 went into Clever Heart, but it would be a gamble to spend another 20 heads on her now. Let's have a look. Next march, let's do the frontline tank. So, warriors, there we are. And let's have a little look. Remember, these are not quite right. So 35.5, that's looking quite good. Defense 20%. Infantry health 26.5. So not fantastic, but a nice solid march. Let's get him out. Out we go. Next march out is going to be... Oh, I forgot to do the skills again. So, of course, City Keeper's finished. 5, 5, 5, and his main skill. And as you know, I've had a disaster on Sun Tzu, but at least anything I do now will go into the right place. And that was obviously handy in the expedition, but unfortunately he's got 7% there, which is not going to help me at all in Sunset Arena. But his main skill is ready. Let's now do Lancelot and... Oops. And Barbers here. So light cavalry. Looks good. So TAC 47 starting to get up there, and 21 on defense, and health pretty low unfortunately, but I've got maxed the first skill there, which is the important area of effect one, and got his attack up to from 8% to 10%, so that's good. And I haven't quite finished Lancelot yet. His last skill still needs 2 more to progress it, but I'm close to doing one of those. But he's maximum on the reduced damage and maximum on the 5% attack in his first attack. And let's now go to the last one here, which is our Fire Mage, putting out all that lovely AoE damage. So looking good. I say the equipment's not really kicked in yet for him, but let's have a little look at the skills on the other page for that one. Commander. So, got the 4 and 4% there, the trigger for an extra 300 damage over 2 seconds. The important first skill is done. But this is where the expedition progress that I pushed very early is really starting to pay off. That Ethelfled is 3 out of 5 on her first skill, but obviously it gets quite a bit more expensive now. But I'm just going to keep pushing that like crazy. Let's have a look at the expedition. Where is it? So expedition's been going pretty well. So I've 3-starred up to 35 and 37. I'm obviously stuck on the 130k YSG march, but I'll push through it as soon as I can, especially now I've got 4 marches, but progress is going really well. If we have a little look on rankings, I think I'm second. Yeah, I'm second, which is a good indication that I've got a strong team. But it would suggest that there is certainly here's a high skill player here. Oh well, a whale stroke higher skill player there, and again that would suggest he's a high skill player if he's only got 1.2 million to have gone that far. So there is going to be some interesting, or certainly some competitive play for the top 5 positions of Sunset, but it's looking good at the moment. No super whales. I have seen a few people have expertised their Minamoto, but I'll just have to deal with that when it comes. Oh, let's just have a little look at this though. Where is he? Let's just pop him back in there. I forgot to look at the XP bonus. Let's summon another 11. And let's progress these whilst I'm waiting. So that's brilliant. I'm just a bit low on gold at the moment. I forged 20 bits of equipment. That's good. So attack. And so the XP bonus is 73%. That's fantastic. And I don't want him to do that, so I need to pop my bow back in because that's the row we're doing. But 73% on the XP bonus. Hopefully I can get that to 93, but that would take a bit of luck. And I also would need my alliance to run Lohar so that I get the freebie Lohars from the alliance credits. What are we looking at next? So expedition, epic stars. How are we doing there? So I've got 177, I think. Where are they? Yep, 172, which I think is enough to do both these guys to their level 40, or sorry, their 5th star. But of course I've got to get them there first, which is quite a lot of XP. But I've got a bit of time on the monument and to progress that. So once this is finished, this one might be automatic and then it's 24 hours. But I've got all that XP I can burn through. Just one or two things I wanted to talk about my frontline march here. It's about effective use of the talents. So, or XP return, shall I call. So if I spend 570,000 XP on City Keeper, I will get an extra 500 troops in his march. And I would be able to get, for example, 1% onto the defense of the infantry. Where if I was to spend 760 XP on Lancelot, I would get an extra 500 cavalry, but the talent return would be 0. Because that's a speed, that's a speed, that's a march speed. None of those are useful in combat. That's a speed, and that's a speed. So Lancelot is at a plateau where it's just more effective for me to spend that XP elsewhere. But of course, before I do City Keeper, I really need to push these two to at least, I'm hoping, 40, so that they are equally as strong as my front lines, as equally strong as my back line. And I've got a nice, strong team there, which will hopefully carry me if I go to 5 marches till I can get 5 marches. So, thanks for watching the update. Any questions, please ask. Just to recap, I am gathering gems. I am using the VIP 8-hour boost and material purchases. I'm also getting out there, and where needs be, I am... Where are they? Trying to force the game to give me materials through the trials. So the 50 gems there and 5 bits of equipment, which is fantastically important. But obviously you can only do that one every 3 days. But I say, trying to force the game to give you materials is not easy, but it can be done through the barbarian camps and the barbarian, I don't know what you call the bigger camps. Okay, thanks for watching. Be back soon.